speaker is Eric Jensen. And Eric's talk is going to be how to launch a new credit project line. And he is an officer in Jensen Prefab. And part of his duties are to decide whether he should use new projects. And he has to decide whether to launch a new project line or not. And so he's going to describe today the process of deciding what to do about a new project. Eric Jensen. Now evaluating him is Bob Swan.
Thank you. Eric is doing project number 7 in the Confident Communications Manual. His objectives is to collect information about your topic from numerous sources and to carefully support your points and opinions with specific facts, examples, and illustrations gathered through research. And his time is anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes.
Eric Jensen. How's your leadership?
I'll throw out a few product lines to you that have come across my desk here in the last few months. And we're going to walk through together and kind of see what everyone's opinions are as to whether we should get into these things. I'm also going to give you some tools as guidance for how we're going to think about these product lines. Modular hydroelectric dam components. 100% true. So this is for actually smaller scale hydroelectric projects. There's now, as part of the green energy, hydroelectric is a very green product, but it does involve damming up waterways. So is it really green? I guess there's some contention there, but nevertheless, there's a gentleman back in Massachusetts who approached us and said, hey, look, I've got a design for micro hydroelectric dams where we can put anyone who has even a small stream. If you dam it up enough and put a small enough little generator, you can get power. So he said, I need these concrete components, and we want to do that. So that's the first one we'll talk about briefly. Second one is bank vaults. Now, when a bank is built, you might imagine, they have a vault. Well, most of you probably don't know, but those bank vaults are lined with concrete panels that have a rating as to how difficult they are to get through. So precasters, people like us, need to make these panels for the people who make the bank vaults. So is that something we should get into? Last one, precast concrete sound walls, fences, kind of similar kind of products. We have done a few of those in the past, but not in a formal kind of a way. So that's something we're looking at as well. There's 2 tools that I use kind of as guidelines that we should all be thinking about when we're thinking about should we get into a product line. One is what's called a SWOT analysis. Strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. So you want to look at that and say, okay, what are the strengths of us? What are the weaknesses of us? What are the opportunities in that product line? And what are the threats? The other tool, which is kind of a classical marketing tool, but one that we need to look forward at, is called the 4 Ps. And that is, first P is product. What is the product? What exactly are we talking about? Define what it is. Second P is promotion. How are you actually going to let people know you have this thing? How are you actually going to get out and promote the product? Third is the price. How are you going to price it? How are you going to make any money at it? The third is place. Where or how are you going to sell? It's going to be all internet based. You're going to put a store down at Meadowwood Mall. How are you going to try to sell it? So that's the place aspect. So when we think about these things, in our case, at our company, I use some SWOT analysis and some of this 4P stuff, thinking this stuff out. So walking through, going back to the hydroelectric guy. So right out, looking at the 4Ps, what is the product? Well, even that is I'm still not totally clear about. In going through this evaluation process with the inventor of this, it turns out that he has kind of a general idea, but he doesn't have any engineering data to back this up. He doesn't have any research to back it up. He just kind of got an idea. So the product is not well defined. So someone's going to have to define that product. And for us, for our company, I don't know if we want to get into, because now you're talking an engineering kind of research and development product. You know, that's not something we can sell till it's thought out to a product. So I told that guy, just based on that issue, I said, look, you got nothing for us here. You come back when you have something that's developed. I said, it's not, I don't want to be the developer of this product line because it's too speculative. I mean, I don't know if that's going to work or not. I mean, it might be a great thing. It might be the next new thing, but for us, I'm not so sure. So just based on that first P, you know, what is the product? Again, that pretty much shot it down. Bank vaults, we'll talk about that. So bank vault's pretty cool, and they've been around for a long time. This is a well-established product, unlike the hydroelectric stuff. So a bank vault is part of the actual vault. So the guys that sell the vaults are the people who you sell to. They need to find a source, like a contract manufacturing kind of an arrangement. It's their design. They tell us exactly, you know, how it is, and they're just looking for the best price they can get on that. So the product is very well defined. I mean, they have exact drawings. They have everything you can possibly need product-wise. The promotion aspect, we don't have to do anything. You sell to them, that's all you need to do. Pretty easy from our standpoint. We can do that. The promotion side of it, we don't have to do anything. The place, now we have 9 locations. So do we want to make it in one place, multiple places? Hard to say. We could do multiple things there. So place isn't much of an issue. When you talk about the promotion, or sorry, the price part of the piece, however, now this is where the real issue is. These guys got exceedingly good at driving down the price on these things. So can we make money at it is the real question now. And with as technical a product they are, they're very difficult to make correctly relative to our other product lines. And relative to the price that these guys are willing to pay, I'm not sure it's a good idea. It's just they've got this stuff so well driven down, and they can compare prices real easy because they already know what they're paying. So it's like, hey, look, you can't do better than this. We're not going to buy from you. It's also risky in the sense of a threat going to the SWAT part of it. They can just as easily, you know, if you become dependent on this work, they can pull it out from under you like that. Matter of fact, the fact they're even talking to us, it means someone is at risk for that very thing right now. We've done them in the past as well. We do have previous experience. We didn't like it then, and I don't think we're going to like it now. So unless there's a big price change, unlikely we'll do that one. Last thing we're looking at is this fence stuff. That's where I was yesterday, as a matter of fact, in Salt Lake City, looking at the licensing guy who's developed a patented manufacturing process for making precast concrete fences, literally, as opposed to like maybe chain link or as opposed to even wood. This is a different story altogether. The product is pretty well defined. There's 2 markets. There's kind of a DOT highway market, and then there's a residential commercial kind of a market. The DOT market is what it is. It's you build to that specification. This is a manufacturing process chiefly that this guy has. Now, could that put us in such a manufacturing advantage that we get work in our markets that we currently don't have? Maybe, because we don't do that work right now. That might be something to look at pretty seriously. This guy's got a pretty good system. He also, in the same system, can make residential, commercial kind of enclosures or perimeter fencing, whatever you want. And if you look at the Salt Lake Valley as an example, there is hundreds of miles of this stuff has been made. There's none of it here. There's none of it in our market. So that's pretty encouraging. Like, well, hey, look at it all going on over there. There's none of it out here. There's the competition is largely going to be concrete blocks and stuff. So hey, this might be a real something to think about. So a little bit of the process, given those 3 options, the fence is a very real possibility, and I think we may do that. It's still an evaluation process, but that has all the cards are kind of coming together on that one. as opposed to some of the other ones that have very different reasons why they're probably not good ideas. So getting a new product line, a lot to think about, and I would hope use the two tools, again, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and the price, promotion, product tools are kind of little reference points of, do you really know everything you're looking at?